Today I'm out to do something slightly different. I normally spend most of my time doing landscape photography, but something I've got a keen interest in and I haven't done for a while is wildlife photography. So I'm out today to see what I can find. When I've been out in the woodlands recently, I've seen a lot of robins. You may have seen that in one of my previous videos. I'll put a link to that one in the description. But I've also seen a lot of other birds. I've seen tree creepers, I've seen woodpeckers, I've also seen squirrels, various other wildlife. Today I've come out to this really nice woodland. There's still some snow around, and what I'm hoping to find today actually is a robin. Whether I will find one or not, I don't know. That's the thing with wildlife, and if I get a good shot or not, I don't really know. But I'm out to try and find one, and it's been a long time since I've done any wildlife photography, so I'm really keen to hopefully get a nice shot today. I'll put up some images of various wildlife that I've taken in the past as we go through this video, but for now I'm off to explore and hopefully find a nice spot to hang around and see what happens. So the lens I've got with me today to do some wildlife photography is my Sigma 150 to 600mm lens. I really like this lens. It takes nice sharp images. I find it focuses well. The only downsides really are the weight and the size. As you can see, fully extended to 600mm, it's quite a lens to be carrying around with you. Now I used to use the Canon 400mm L prime lens, and I'm using it in a full frame Canon, and I really liked that lens. It was quite compact, it was quite lightweight, and many times I could get close enough to the wildlife to get a really nice shot, but sometimes when I was photographing maybe from the other side of a river, or there was a bird or a deer far off in the distance, I found the 400mm just didn't get me close enough to my subject. So that's why I purchased this Sigma lens. As I say, I really like it. The only downsides are the actual weight and the size of the lens if you're hand holding and carrying it around. But I've came to this really nice section of the woodland. I've been hearing a lot of bird calls in this area, so I'm going to hang around here for a little while and see what I can find. You need a little bit of luck as well as skill in wildlife photography, but if nothing appears in this area or I can't get any nicely framed shots, I'll move on and look for another nice spot. So I've moved along perhaps 500 yards from the spot I was just in. There was no real bird activity in that area, so as I've been walking along I could hear and see a few in this area. I come up, I got a fleeting glimpse of a robin, but unfortunately it was gone before I could even point the camera in its general direction. I did however see what I think was a coal tit. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll need to see the images in a bit more detail when I get home. But it was positioned over in a tree to my right, and I got a few shots. They're not brilliant by any means, but it's the only bird I've been able to photograph so far, and it didn't hang around for long. The challenges I've got today, you won't really see it in the camera, but it is very dull. There isn't a lot of light. So to get the shutter speed I want, even though I'm not capturing birds in flight, I still need a fast shutter speed because they turn their heads quite quickly. Even if they're perched in a tree, they can be cleaning themselves, very rapid movement. And to get the shutter speed I want, my ISO is to be really quite high, probably around 4000. So I think the image quality will be okay for the purposes of what I'm doing today, but ideally I'd like to be using a lower ISO and a much higher shutter speed, but I just have to work with what I'm given today. But anyway, I'll show the image I've just got, and I'm off to have a look for something else. So that's it over for my shoot today. I've had a fantastic time. It's been many months since I've been out doing any wildlife photography, and for the last few months I've been thinking I really have to get back out and do some more. So I've really enjoyed it today. It's a totally different mindset, a totally different set of camera settings from doing landscape photography. I do spend the vast majority of my time doing landscape photography, but in years gone by I've spent quite a lot of time doing wildlife photography, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of those images I've captured in previous years throughout this vlog. It takes a bit of time to get back into the feel of it. You've got to be able to find the birds, track them, get your focusing correct, get your exposure correct, all those sort of things. It's quite a bit different from landscape photography, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been really nice, and I'm pleased to say that I did eventually find a robin out here in the woods in its own environment, not near any feeders or in a garden or anything like that. So I was really pleased to be able to get a few shots of the robin in its natural environment. But I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for your time as always, and I'll see you in my next video.